Welcome everyone. Back in January of 2020, I purchased this Chevrolet S-10 for $600 as an additional project truck. At the time, I was inspired by a few YouTube videos I saw where people had completely repainted their vehicles with rattle can spray paint. And as you can see, this truck wasn't easy on the eyes. However, it is a very solid truck with only a few small rust spots. And based on the amount of money I paid for this S10, I thought it was the perfect candidate for a cheap amateur paint job and some backyard bodywork. Despite the appearance of this truck, it really didn't have any mechanical issues at all. The 2.2 liter 4-cylinder motor was idling fine, the transmission shifted well, and the brakes worked great. I had no problems driving it 50 miles home from the purchase location. After parking the S10 in the driveway, I patiently waited for the warm weather to begin my project. Before tackling the truck's cosmetic issues, I started by disassembling the front clip to gain better access to the areas most prone to rust. That way, I could properly remove any corrosion and take steps to prevent it from coming back in the future. With the front clip removed, I was able to begin cleaning up the frame, and since everything was already apart, I decided it was a perfect time to install a simple lowering kit. After spending some time with an angle grinder and an abrasive wire wheel, I was able to remove all the rust from this area of the frame. Once the surface was cleaned up, I coated it in fresh black paint to protect it. I then installed the new 2-inch lowering spindle. Since I already had the front end apart, I painted the brake caliper red, just for fun and a little extra detail. Once everything had dried, I reassembled the front brakes and moved over to the passenger side to repeat the same process. With both sides back together, I removed the bed, so I could start cleaning up the rear portion of the frame and the axle. After a few solid days of grinding, cleaning, and prepping, the rear frame was finally rust-free and ready for paint. I finished it off with another coat of black. Once the paint was fully dry, I moved on to installing the rest of the lowering kit in the rear. I added 3-inch lowering blocks with extended U-bolts to the rear axle, which combined with the 2-inch lowering spindles up front should give the truck a nice, moderately lowered stance. With the rear axle lowered, I then thoroughly cleaned the frame rails running beneath the cab and coated them in black paint as well. With that finished, the entire frame was finally cleaned up and protected, and I'll no longer have to worry about rust or debris falling on me whenever I'm working underneath the truck. Now that the frame is clean and the lowering kit is fully installed, I can shift my focus to improving the exterior and interior. In order to get this truck one solid color, I had to build a makeshift paint booth. I started with a basic metal tent frame and a few heavy-duty tarps. Using zip ties, duct tape, and bungee cords, I pieced everything together until it was fully enclosed. To keep the air moving and help control overspray, I added a few fans for ventilation. Once the booth was ready, I began sanding down as much of the original paint as possible in order to give the new paint a solid surface to bond to. After that, I carefully masked off the windows, door handles, and trim using painter's tape and newspaper to protect everything from unwanted overspray. With the prep work complete, the truck was finally ready for paint. I started by laying down several coats of primer on the cab to create a solid foundation for the new paint. I then applied multiple base coats in the color I chose. After each coat dried, I wet sanded the surface to remove imperfections and keep the finish as smooth as possible. Once the new color was nice and even, I followed it with several coats of clear. Just like I did with the base coat, I wet sanded between clear coats to achieve a smoother, more refined finish. While the cab was curing, I repeated the same process on the hood, bumper, and fenders to ensure everything matched. After allowing all the freshly repainted parts to thoroughly dry, I began reassembling the front clip and bringing the truck back together. Now that the front end is fully reassembled, I can really start to visualize how the truck will look when it's finally finished. And so far, I'm really happy with the results. With half the truck freshly painted, I can confidently say that my budget canopy and tarp setup has held up surprisingly well as a makeshift paint booth. Next, I brought the bed into the paint booth and started sanding it down. Once most of the old paint was removed, I coated the underside with protective paint to prevent rust. I also repaired a small rust hole in the wheel well. After the repairs, I applied primer, followed by several coats of base color. Once the color was built up, I finished with multiple layers of clear coat, wet sanding between coats to achieve a smooth, even finish that matches the rest of the truck. Once the bed was fully dry, I carefully placed it back on the frame and installed the taillights, plastic bed liner, and my new roll pan. I also prepped and painted the tailgate to ensure it looked as good as the rest of the truck while maximizing bed usability. With the frame cleaned up and protected, the new lowering kit installed, and the full paint job completed, this 1997 Chevrolet S-10 is nearly finished. The last issue left to address is the interior. I started by removing the seats so I could pull out the old, stained carpet. While I was at it, I also removed the cup holder assembly to make everything easier to access. Before installing the new carpet, I laid down sound deadening insulation to help reduce road noise and make the cab a little more comfortable. I also upgraded the factory shifter to a brand new short throw shifter. Once the new carpet was installed, I reinstalled the seats, including a much nicer driver's seat that thankfully didn't have any holes in it. With the seats back in place, the new carpet laid down, and the short throw shifter installed, the interior refresh was complete. The short throw shifter has been a fantastic upgrade. It significantly reduces the distance and time it takes to shift gears, which makes the truck feel quicker, more responsive, and more engaging to drive. If you own a manual transmission car or truck, I highly recommend this upgrade. It's relatively easy to install and makes a noticeable difference in the overall driving experience. This 1997 Chevrolet S-10 is now complete and has become a great addition to my growing collection of older trucks. The 4-cylinder engine paired with the 5-speed manual transmission is a timeless combination, delivering just the right balance of power and torque for a light-duty pickup. Best of all, I was able to bring this S-10 back to life on a very modest budget. You might have noticed that I did all of the work on this truck outside, such as installing the lowering kit, cleaning up the frame, refreshing the interior, and even painting it in a makeshift outdoor paint booth. I did this because I didn't have a garage of my own. This situation significantly prolonged the process and made it much more difficult to complete. I had been doing repairs and maintenance outside for years, so the disadvantages weren't unfamiliar, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't starting to get old. Anyone who has maintained their vehicles in a driveway without shelter or protection from the elements can relate to the struggles of not having a garage. Thankfully, after working full-time for several years and saving diligently, I was finally able to afford a few truckloads of gravel, pour a concrete slab, and have a company build me a garage of my very own. Now that the garage is finished, I no longer have to deal with makeshift outdoor work areas, storing tools inside the house, dragging extension cords everywhere, or relying on unstable surfaces when jacking up a truck. This garage has been a total game changer. I finally have a proper space for vehicle storage, toolboxes, and all of my tools. And I can work comfortably inside, protected from the elements. Soon after it was completed, I installed bright, energy-efficient lights to make nighttime repairs much easier and safer, ensuring every corner of the garage is well lit and reducing the risk of mistakes or accidents after dark. I also added a layer of thick foam insulation, which will help prevent harsh temperature fluctuations and keep the space more comfortable. In the near future, I plan to install a wood burner, which will provide steady, supplemental warmth during the cold winter months, transforming the garage into a fully functional workspace year-round. This new workspace has made it significantly easier to repair, maintain, and complete project trucks. And with that being said, there will definitely be more truck builds and more truck movies in the near future. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think. If you're interested, I have created a website featuring exclusive content and detailed write-ups showcasing the work I've done to my trucks, plus a look at future projects.